welcome everybody. Welcome back for another episode of This is KC Sports, powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your man Bishop, live and direct here in Kansas City. It is a scorcher out there, okay? Seriously, man, it is hot. It is hot. If you guys don't have to be out there, don't be out there, for real. Make sure your pets, if they must be outside, make sure that they have plenty of shade, plenty of water. I mean, we are in a heat advisory until Thursday night at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time here in the Midwest. So, like I said, if you don't have to be out there, don't be out there, seriously. And if your pets, if you have to set them out, I mean, I know they got to go out there every now and then. Rotate them in and out, man. It's too hot outside. Crazy heat. I don't know if this has anything to do with the hurricanes or whatever's going on, but it's ridiculously hot. I mean, I know it's August here in Kansas City, but sheesh, man, we've been having cool weather for majority of August, and out of nowhere, here we are in a scorcher. So, like I said, if you don't have to go out there, don't go out there. All right, but on on the other hand, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. Hopefully you guys had a good work day. Some of us are still out there on the grind. Hopefully I can be some assistance to help you finish, get you pushed through those last couple of hours or hour or so of work left. Like I said, here right now, 95 degrees, but it feels like 114 outside. So, like I said, it's ridiculous hot. All right, ridiculously. Let's check out the IE Sports Radio chat side of things. I see Taryn is in the building. My man Larry B is in the building. Paige Nim is in the building. Thank you all so much. Like I said, you guys could be doing anything. I know some of us are still at work, knocking out the last few hours of the work week. Or not the work week, the beginning of the work week, last few hours of this work day. So thank y'all so much for tuning in with me. Man, sports. Hey, even though it's hot as heck outside, that fall season is fastly approaching us, and with that, we have fall sports, ladies and gentlemen, that deserves some clap. I'm excited. Fall sports. Gotta love some football. I haven't been watching too many preseason games. I've watched enough. And the ones that I do miss, I go back through the NFL app and watch the highlights or whatever. And so, which I love very much because they condense it down so much, and they just show all the good stuff that, you want to see, right? So, man, it's been some good, I got a feeling that there's been some good preseason games. There's been some snooze fests, a couple of them, but there's been some real good ones. I don't know about y'all team. My team is the Chiefs, of course. I'm also rooting for Washington Commanders to do their thing on the behalf of Eric Bieniemy. So I'm rooting for two teams this year, but my number one is the Chiefs. Chiefs did pretty good against the Cardinals. I'm glad that we got up out of there, little to no injuries, no injuries really to the starters, and that was my main concern, considering that field, man. That field they didn't do something about it. It didn't look that bad Saturday, but hopefully they get it right, man, because teams shouldn't have to play on crappy fields. As much money as this league generates, there's no reason for the fields to be crappy, man. So, like I said, I just want to, go on record saying that I hope teams can stay healthy throughout the season. I'm excited. I'm ready to see what's going to happen. I got a feeling, though, that it feels a little eerie. It feels a little eerie right now. Wait, hold on, we got that. It feels a little eerie, man, that is from what I'm saying, and I know it's just preseason for a lot of folks out there. Preseason means nothing, and but it does. I can't sit here and be like, oh, it's preseason, don't mean crap. It means a lot of something because it gives teams and coaches the ability to get ready to do the big chop. Cut down to a 53-man roster, but it also gives other teams the ability to see what could possibly become available. See, people don't think about that side of it. They just think, oh, this is just, something for these kids to try to make the team, for the coaches to see. But nobody thinks that, hey, other teams are looking at these players too, because they all can't make the team, right? So you can definitely fill in a lot of holes on your team. So I'm excited to see what the season is going to unfold. Like I said, I gave you the sounder. We're going to hit it again. It feels a little eerie out there right now. And what I mean is that the teams that weren't doing so well last season, I think we're going to see a different face. I think they're going to do a 180. And they're going to look kind of completely different. I'll put kind of in there, even I had to put kind of in there because I don't want anybody to have false hope if your team was one of the crappier teams. Larry B. I mean, now, hey, on a serious note though, those Raiders look damn good in preseason, man. Oh my God, that defense looks scary, bro. Like they are they're getting they're forcing turnovers, man. They're looking really good, man. So I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm true KC A16 Kansas City Chiefs, but man, that Raiders, bro. Man, Terrence said I try not to get hooked on preseason. I understand that respectfully. I do, because I'm the same way. I don't get hooked on preseason, and that's why I don't go out of my way really to make effort on trying to catch every preseason game. I see the ones I can see, and like I said, if I must, I go back and I watch the highlights, and I do it because I want to see what other teams are doing, but I don't get hooked on the fact that, oh, we went 3-0 in the preseason, we're going to go 17-0 during the season. Fan bases that think that are going to be in for a rude awakening, to be nicely, to say it nicely. So, yeah, don't get hooked on preseason, but you should be excited somewhat to see preseason because you get to evaluate. And then you also know, some of us, we out there, we play a couple of slips, you know what I'm saying, on the betting side of things. So we get to see what's out there. We get to see what's going on. But for teams and coaches, like I said, you get to see who's going to be on your team. And for other teams, you get to see who may be available because you can't keep them all. Uh-oh. Did you lose me? Let's see here. Uh-oh. That ain't good. He said, where did you go? Can y'all still hear me out there? Can you still hear me out there pretty good? Let's see here. Typing talking to the chat side real quick. So I gotta get some of the, I haven't had, okay, Paige said she can hear me. So hopefully everybody else can too. there's some things I wanna get and stuff like that to make sure that we try to eliminate any technical issues. I know it's not possible to eliminate everything, but one of my biggest concerns is making sure that we don't go down while we're live. But it happens, and that's what makes us stronger. So Paige says she can still hear me. Hopefully Taryn can also. But yeah, so okay, Taryn saying he can't hear me. So let's see. Gonna try to do open up another window real quick. Let me know, Taryn. That's crazy. I don't know. Paige says she can. I don't know if Larry B's still here. That man's busy. He got 1,000 hats. Larry B, he everywhere. So yeah. So let's go ahead. Let's see if Taryn can join us back. But so like I said, it's a showcase. The preseason is a showcase. There you go. So I'm excited. We got college football Saturday. College football is back, ladies and gentlemen. So that's exciting. That's exciting. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I watch. Oh, welcome back, Taryn. Welcome back. I'm glad you can hear. But like I was saying, I was just addressing what you were saying. Like, yeah, don't get hooked on it. Don't get hooked on. Oh, it's all good, Taryn. It's all good. Don't get hooked on preseason like you were saying. But, so yeah. College football is back. I don't do a lot of college, but this year I am going to get in there because I like to keep up with certain, some players. And then we got, you got all the freshmen and stuff that's coming in. I know Mizzou done picked up, a couple of local freshmen. So I want to try to keep track of them or whatever, see how they doing. But just college football can be a little bit more exciting, than the pros, because those kids, man, they play hard, man, and you get a lot of big boom type plays. So yeah, got college football Saturday. That's gonna be something. August 26th. Speaking of college football, well, before we get into that, like I said, we're gonna talk a little bit about KC Current real quick. Take a quick break. We're going to get ourselves back together, get ourselves back on track. We will be right back. You are listening to This is KC Sports live on IE Sports Radio. Your direct feed for all that is sports. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Are you a fan of Buffalo sports? Are you thinking of changing loyalties and becoming a Buffalo sports fan? Do you even know where Buffalo is on the map? Did you know Canada is closer to Buffalo than New York City? Welcome to the Buffalo Huddle, every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 p.m. Pacific Coast Time on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your host, Patty Bax. This is a podcast designed for you, the passionate sports fan. I know you love your sports. Who doesn't? I cover Buffalo sports and so much more by bringing in the human elements. I call it Buffalo Sports with a Twist. Join me as we take a journey into the world of Buffalo sports. I guarantee you'll fall in love with Buffalo just like I did. Each week we start with an inspiration, question of the day, a Buffalo fun fact, and our weekly challenge to you, the listener. Come huddle up with me. every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 4 p.m. Pacific Coast Time for the Buffalo Huddle with Patty Bax on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. As we say in Buffalo, go Bills!
Well, what is up, Carolina Nation? This is John Felipe of the Carolina Cast, of course, the podcast of, by, and for the Carolinas, right here on IE Sports, your direct feed for all that is sports. And I'm reminding you to tune in Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern for the latest in Carolina sports, whether it's the Panthers that keep on pounding, the fly natures of the Hornets, the storming Hurricanes, the battle of the Blues with Duke and UNC, the fight of the Clemson Tigers, or the amazing atmosphere of any Carolina college. I'm talking App State, I'm talking ECU. I've got you covered. Once again, tune in for the Carolina Cast with me, John Felipe, Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Bumper to bumper on the drive home, Bishop's got you covered. You're listening to This is KC Sports, powered by IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
That's right. You are listening to This is KC Sports, powered by IE Sports Radio. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Again, I'm your man, Bishop. This is IE Sports Radio. Jesus Christ. This is KC Sports on IE Sports Radio. This is what happens when you try to multitask. And you're not in the zone to multitask. You start saying things that doesn't even make sense. I guess this is IE Sports Radio, and this is KC Sports, so I wasn't too wrong. But welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. All right. So we were about to get into the KC Current team. Those women in teal out there doing their thing as usual. And Terrence said, I feel you. They understand. Trust me. Terrence a pro at this. Him and Larry B. They hardly mess up. They don't. I'm gonna get there one day. I want to be like y'all when I grow up. KC Current dusted off OL Reign 1-0. KC Current still sit in 11th place, but they are making strides. They just have won 3 of their last 4 games and they set a new record for attendance that reached 13,455 and extended OL Reign losing streak to 3. KC Current, first off, let's give them some claps for setting that attendance record, 13,455. That's what's up. KC Current record is 6 wins and 10 losses. They can still make the push for the postseason. It'll be nice to see them win the next 6 games, in my opinion. I would love to see that. If they can win the next 6 games, they're definitely there. And I believe they have the right team to do it, especially with some people coming back, from being loaned out, and some people coming back from injuries. They definitely, I think they can get it done. If they sweep the next 6 games, man, this town's probably going to erupt. So it'd be nice to see that. The Royals, I love them. The Royals take on the A's tonight at 8:40 p.m. Central Standard Time in a 3-game series. The Royals, like I told y'all in the last episode, man, they've been smelling like 2015. So they, hopefully they can keep that going. I mean, get it, the season is already pretty much coming to an end. There is not going to be a postseason for us, which is fine. I'm ready for the next season because I think that this team is on to something. The Royals come into this game losing 4 of the last 5 games. But like I said, that's okay. It's okay. Their record is better than the A's, so we'll go with that. But it's okay because the bats are alive and well. We all want our team to win, no questions, right? But the season is already lost, so I'm settling on seeing a team that still goes out, compete, and give this organization something to build on for the next season. Bobby Witt playing definitely sparked something in other players such as MJ Melendez, Velasquez, Isbell, and others. Hell, even Salvi. Even though Salvi is the vet of the team, but the way Bobby Witt has been playing, you can tell that it's the team their mind started to shift into all is not lost, So that's good to see that. Like I say, magic is happening right now. Okay, despite having a losing season, magic is happening. It's being created, and it's just gonna take for the powers that be, or powers that's in control of the organization, to sit back and enjoy what's happening right now, and let their mind start coming up with ideas on how to build around this team that they currently have. Like I said, I look forward to next season. Hopefully the organization can see and understand what's happening right before their eyes. It's magic. It's magical. It's happening. I don't think Salvi will be here next season though. So I know, right? I know. I need the boo sound effect real quick because that's, man. Like I said, Salvi is the heart of the team. He's the vet of the team. He's the captain, really. So I don't think he's going to be here next season, unfortunately. And the reason I say that is because there were trade talks with Miami, about Salvi. But those talks, they quickly lost traction because Miami tried to bamboozle the Royals. They tried to get over. They tried to come with the smoker deals. And for y'all that know what the smoker deals are, if you know, you know, okay? They tried to treat the Royals like they were just down bad. I mean, and we are, but we ain't down that bad. I think they told the Royals, hey, look, you give us Salvi. The deal had to go something like this. You give us Salvi, and we'll give you guys these 3 magic beans, pack of bubble gum, these trading cards, and a baseball bat. I think that's how it had to go because Salvi was in agreement. He was in agreement to he was okay with the trade. But the Royals said, heck no, man. No. And it would make sense considering his home is in Miami, So, Paige said, lowballing. Definitely lowballing. I'm telling you, it had to be something very, very bad for them not to take that. So yeah, Sporting KC, like I said, my teams are my teams. I don't care win, lose, or draw. They're my team. Their next match, which I told you guys, it seems like it's been forever since they played, for real. I mean, they just had that Leagues Cup round August 4th, which, they lost that to Toluca 4-1, which we talked about last week. But it just seemed like forever since they played. I mean, the last game was August 4th, and here it is. Their next game is until this Saturday, so I guess it has been. They take on San Jose Quakes. I believe that's Terran team, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I don't know why I always throw that out there, man. I don't know why I always say that. But yeah, for some reason, yeah. I don't know where I got that from. So yeah, they take on that team. Casey Current. Jesus. I'm all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. Sporting KC is currently sitting in 11th place, right under FC Dallas. I could have swore Sporting KC was just in 10th place, but I think that loss hurt them a little bit. It could be in 13th with LA Galaxy. Thank God they're not. St. Louis, of course, is still dominating in the Western Conference, man, sitting up there at number 1. To be number 1. Cincinnati's still dominating on the Eastern Conference. They're sitting at number 1 still. Sporting KC is currently with 6 wins, 11 losses. Hey, y'all see the trend in here? Sporting KC and KC Current are doing the exact same thing. So who knows? Maybe. So Terry said, "Nope. San Jose is in Northern California. I'm from Southern California." Oh, okay, gotcha. I did not know that. Okay, my teams are I don't know why I kept thinking Southern California. I don't know why. My teams are the LA Galaxy and maybe LA. Go with LAFC. They sit in second place on the Western Conference. Maybe he put maybe in caps. Wow. Go with LA. Go with LAFC, man. Go ahead. I ain't gonna be mad at you. Oh shoot, they doing pretty good for themselves. What's the team that's in? I thought Vegas had a. Maybe I was tripping. I thought Vegas had a MLS team for some reason. I guess not. I don't get Miami is in last place, and they got all that flashiness down there with Messi, but whatever. I don't know why I thought that. San Jose is in. Man, I would have been like, yeah, I'll go with my teams is LAFC and San Jose if I were you, Taryn. No, but like I said, Sporting KC is currently sitting in 11th place. One day we'll be back. They'll be back on top. They call us I was on their website the other day looking for some tickets, and for some reason they kept saying Sporting the soccer capital of America is here, and I'm like, I don't think so. But yeah, so they currently sitting in 11th place. It's okay. Next season, they got this. My team got it. They're going to do good. Casey Curran's going to do good in that shiny new stadium. I can't wait. We talk about it every week. I'm excited. I don't know about y'all. I'm excited, and it shows. So yeah, that's that. But what we here to talk about is fall sports, which soccer can be a little fall sport. They play that in the fall, right? A little bit. Season typically in MLS and stuff like that, it typically goes down in October. It can't be out there too cold. But the real fall sports is football, ladies and gentlemen. Give me some claps. All right, I was told that I get a little too excited when I talk about football versus when I talk about other sports. We don't have very much here in Kansas City as far as sports related. High school and stuff is about to kick up, so I'm excited for that too. My son played high school football, and my other son is now a college student. He's playing football out there at MNU, so I can't wait to see those games so we can talk a little bit about those teams as well. In the coming weeks. But MU, Mizzou Tigers, baby. They are ready. They just wrapped up their fall camp, and they are getting ready for the season. The fans got to hang out on the final day of camp, drink wits. I know you're supposed to say it kind of fast. I say it slow. Drink wits, like it's two words and it's only one. Drink wits. First of all, I love the name, Drink wits. I don't know what it sounds like. Something that we probably used to have when we were younger. I'm 40, so I would say like late 80s, early 90s. Like the Squeeze-Its and all that type of stuff. It sounds like something that a toy or something, or a fruit punch drink or something that we used to have when we were younger. Drink wits, Cheese Whiz or something. I don't know. So Drink wits, first off, like I said, I love his name. He went on record saying, we really feel like we've got 6 really, 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 really capable offensive linemen. Okay? And we're still pushing to find another 2. I love the honesty. At least he's honest. He could have said, oh man, we got 8 great linemen. Great. The best you ever seen. Could have blew smoke, right? But he didn't. He kept it real. That's why I like him as a coach and stuff. I like him. So he said they got 6 good linemen, and they're still pushing to find the other 2. I don't know how I feel about that. Uh-oh. Tearing up. I'm tearing up things. Hold up. Knocking stuff over. What is going on today? Monday has definitely, I typically do not complain about Mondays. Monday has been Monday for me in my household. Seriously. I mean, like I said, we got football Saturday. College football. And you're still trying to find the next 2 offensive linemen. or ones that's capable of doing their job it's a little scary, but hopefully it works out. Like I said, the sixth offensive lineman that he was referring to is Javon Foster, Xavier Delgado, Connor Tollison, Cameron Johnson, and I'm gonna butcher my man's name. I can never. Hey, Armand Membu, I believe is how it's spelled or how it sounds, and of course the Eastern Michigan transfer Marcellus Johnson. Yeah, we know that guy's pretty good. So, Drinkwitz went on to send Johnson praises, saying that he's been really good at picking up and playing physical. As far as the starting defense line, Johnny Walker Jr., Willis George Jr., Darius Robinson, Christian Williams, Niles Gaddy, DJ Wasolik, Jaden Jernigan. Man, I'm horrible with these names. And Josh Landry were playing reserve roles out there on the final day at fall camp. And they looked good. I mean, they all look pretty good. They look like they're ready. They look like they're absorbing the STP thing that was set for the season, which means something to prove. I couldn't remember it on the last show. I knew it meant something, and I just, for some reason, it slipped my mind. So, STP is what we're pushing here in Mizzou for this season. And all the players so far look like they bought in. They bought in, and they ready to go. And I know they're going to do pretty good. They're going to do good. The quarterback, Brady Cook, along with the receivers, Luther Burden III, Theo Weiss Jr., Mookie Cooper, and tight end Tyler Stevenson, they were all earning their first reps. And so, like I said, this was the final day of camp. I believe it was the 19th. They looked good. They looked great. So, excited. I'm excited to see Mizzou do their thing. Like I said, man, fall football is here, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Get ready. Drinkwitz went on record. He continued on record saying, we're still trying to figure out who our punter is going to be. And we have several other battles, like finding the other two offensive linemen, I would imagine. Several other battles that we'll go through by the end of this week. Then we'll start preparing for South Dakota. South Dakota is going to be the first game. The Tigers kick off the 2023 season at 7 p.m. August 31st at Memorial Stadium. So, other battles. Punter. He said he don't seem too, distraught about the punter. It's the other battles that caught my attention. Because if it was like small battles, then the punter would have been included altogether, right? He was like, we got a few small battles like finding a punter and blah, blah, blah. But he said, we're still trying to figure out who our punter is going to be, and we have several other battles. Oh my God, what is the other battles, sir? Tell us, please. So, like I said, which I think is going to be finding the other two, offensive linemen. And I know there were some injuries. I believe one of the safeties was injured, coming back from injury and all that stuff. So I know there's going to be some I don't want to say uphill battles because it's not going to be that deep, I'm sure. I'm sure it's not going to be that strenuous on Drinkwitz and Mizzou Tigers. But I'm sure there's some little tedious blotches that need to be cleaned up. And so, and I'm sure they'll get it right by August 31st. But the clock is ticking, and as we all know, time waits for no man. And with that being said, we are coming up on our last segment of the show, which is going to be over the Kansas City Chiefs. But before we do that, we will take another quick commercial break, and I will see you guys back here in a second. Stick around. This is KC Sports, Live and direct on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What up, Boston sports fans? This is Mikey Two Guns here, your host of Our Bleepin' City, airing every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Please join me. We'll talk everything Boston sports, all the local teams, college teams. I'm even down to talk MMA, boxing, whatever you guys want. So join me every Wednesday night, 7 to 8 p.m. Chime in with your questions on the chat, tweet the show. We'll even have call-ins. I can't wait to hear from you guys. This is going to be a lot of fun. So once again, it's Our Bleepin' City. I am your host, Mikey Two Guns, every Wednesday night from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. See you soon, people.
What's going on, football fans? This is me, your boy Larry B, inviting you to join myself, Colin Reynolds, Mike Pat, and John Felipe for one of the most electrifying football shows you have ever heard. 3 and Out, right here at IE Sports Radio. Recap of the week before, a preview of what's to come, and of course, 3 hardcore head-to-head prime-time face-offs each week. You don't want to miss it.
Hey there, sports fans. Are you looking for a sports show that maybe isn't 100% about sports?
Then you might want to check out the Sports Couple Perspectives right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Most sports shows cover only scores and stats, and while we're not opposed to that, we dig a little deeper into sports issues and some of the hottest topics in athletics.
In addition to sports, we take a journey through my neck of the woods, pop culture, with movie reviews of both sports and non-sports films.
Speaking of pop culture, make sure to participate in our game nights, where we quiz each other on our specialties, and you, the listeners, can win IE Sports Radio apparel.
We always have a great time learning more about each other's worlds, one show at a time.
So join us each week on the Sports Couple Perspectives, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
You're listening to This is KC Sports with Bishop on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Is that louder?
All right, this part of the show is where we talk a little bit about the Chiefs, and they have wrapped up their training camp as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching the last preseason game of the preseason. They're like I said, so long St. Joe. I don't know where it's going to be at next season, the training camp, but I can't wait to see it. Like I said, I thought I heard rumors floating around that that the Chiefs were considering doing something like I believe the Cowboys. They got that star or whatever it's called, where they do their little workouts. No, well, I know they go to Oxnard or whatever, but some kind of star. I don't know, whatever. So, something about creating their own little off-season workouts or whatever. So, so we're excited to see what happens with that. Oh, Paige, it's so they wrapped up the last St. Joe training camp. I think it was Saturday. They had, they still holding like little practices. They're not really full training camps per se. They're doing that over at Arrowhead at the training camp facility. For next year, yeah, I hope not. I hope they figure something else out. Like I said, there's no shade. There's nothing. It's just horrible. Ugh. But but as you know, because you're in Kansas City, it's so hot and humid out there that the practice that they held today was indoors, but they were like, it was still hot indoors, and that thing got air conditioning and stuff. So that right there, ladies and gentlemen, just shows you how hot it is here locally. It's when you indoors and you're like, dude, is the damn air on? That's how hot it is. So, but real quick, let's play a little game. When do you think? There you go. Your game music. When do we think Chris Jones is going to report to work? Like, what is when is he going to show up? As we know, he set out the entire. He set out all training camp. So when's he going to report? I mean, I guess he's going to report next week sometime, maybe. Because, well, he could, but Andy Reid is a real stickler for if you don't practice, you don't play. So even if he did report next week instead of this week, Andy Reid probably still wouldn't let him play the first game. So, because he's, like I said, he's a real stickler for that, which I respect that. So now, Chris Jones, like I said, he set out all training camp, but he wasn't sitting idle. Okay, he wasn't sitting idle during his away from training camp vacation, as I call it. Chris Jones, my guy. So I'm for real. You know what I mean? Him, Frank Clark. Them are two of my favorite Chiefs players. And Frank Clark is still a Chiefs player. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care if he got a freaking stupid horse on the side of his helmet or not. Or the Walmart Great Value logo, whatever it is, I don't care. So, like I said, Jones has been very busy. He's been going to parties. He's been taking pics with Michael Bay, and he's been trolling us, his fans, on Twitter and Instagram with cryptic tweets and posts. So he hasn't been. He's 100% paying attention to what's going on. He's fully aware to what's going on out there, in the world of social media and all that stuff. So if you're a Chiefs fan and you're talking about him not being in training camp and all that, and you got a problem talking about trade him, cut that out, all right? Cut it out. He ain't going nowhere. He already told you he want to be a Chiefs for life. All it takes is for Brett Veach and them to do what it needs to be done respectfully and to not damage the team while in the process of doing that. So, yeah. I don't know. I don't know when Chris Jones is coming back to work. Okay? Maybe somebody out there knows, but I don't know. And that's cool, man. I mean, if you can afford to skip out, then by all means do your thing. I don't think he's going to hold out through the season. He's already said he's got one more year to play. I mean, maybe he don't want to play here anymore. He said he want to be a Chiefs for life, but maybe he don't. Maybe he feels like, hey, I got my 2 rings. I want to cash out the most money I can get before I call it quits. Maybe that he has a number in his head and on how long he wants to play, and maybe he feels like, man, I'm done after I get the next huge contract the biggest contract I can get. I'm done after that. And hats off, because I've worked with people who didn't do nothing but work, and they can barely bend over. And I'm like, dude, you can't even enjoy life, now that you retired, because you done worked yourself crippled, And football being a high contact sport, man, hats off, bro. If you feel like, hey, you got 2 rings, you good with those 2 rings, you just want a big ass payday, and then you're done after you fulfill that contract, dude, do it. Do it, all right? It don't make no sense for you not to be able to bend over and pick up your kid or whatever and, run around the backyard. Hell, I'm 40 and, man, my knees, they don't need anymore for real. I can get around somewhat, but, man, I can't be out there on the court, with the crossover and the Iversons and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, so that's cool. But like I said, we just saw the preseason game Saturday. Chiefs got the last final one this Saturday. So the game against Arizona looked great. Everybody was panicking about Patrick Mahomes and all that crap, man. Chill out, man. Mahomes out there just throwing around football, doing what he do, being goofy. He ain't really in competitive mode, for real. We know the difference. There's a still image where Kelsey is wide open at the bottom of the screen or whatever, and everyone was like, that was the perfect opportunity for Mahomes to do the behind the back pass. Everybody's ready to see it. We seen it. The guy can do it. All right, he can do it. It can be done. Don't even worry about it. And so he reposted it on Twitter today, and he was like, I can't believe I missed it. I missed the opportunity. So yeah, anyway, that would have been, I got a feeling it might go down Saturday. If the opportunity presents itself, y'all might get to witness it Saturday. Seriously, in game. It's preseason, but you might see it in game. So anyway, so yeah, there's been some, a lot of speculations on how many receivers the Chiefs are going to go into the season with. Some said 7, some said 6, some said 8. I don't know. Andy Reid has a job to do, and it's not going to be an easy one to do when it comes to cutting down to that 53-man roster, because there is a lot of talent in these people, in these men that's playing this sport on this team. I've seen it. So I think Justin Ross is probably an automatic shoe-in. Richie James, he's in. A.K.A. Rick James, biatch. Y'all know. We call him Rich James. It's Rich James. So, let's see. Richie James, Justin Ross is definitely in. Rashee Rice, man, looked real. Man, he was out there making veterans on the Cardinals look stupid. All right? He was making them look real stupid, man. Somebody's in trouble down there in Arizona. For real. So he's definitely probably going to make it. The team, anyway. I don't know. Like, what's his name? Justin Watson? Like, I like him. Like, he's valuable. He has some value to him, but I don't know. I don't know about him. Man, I hate to say nugget, go ahead and take your loss with him. But dude is valuable, man. Like him and Mahomes, they link up, when it's crunch time. So that's gonna be tough. Scott Moore, I'm a little concerned about Scott Moore, man. I think I don't know, because I don't know. I hope I haven't seen nothing crazy out of Scott Moore so far this preseason, so I don't know. I really don't know. Hopefully we get to see Isaiah Pacheco Saturday. He's been kept on the sideline as he has, was recovering from injuries that he sustained last season. He's ready to go. He can't sit still on the sideline. He's up and down, moving around, dancing, and everything all over the sideline. and Andy did his press conference today after the camp indoor training, and he said there's a possibility that we see some Isaiah Pacheco Saturday. Maybe he's not quite sure, but maybe. Deneric Prince is the other rookie running back. He looked pretty cool. He looks good, man. I'm excited for him. I know he hasn't been like flashy during preseason, but I followed the guy all through off season, and when he was doing his private training sessions and stuff with his private running back coaches and stuff, and he looked good, man. I think he's gonna have a lot to offer once he gets past the little jitters that comes with just now getting into the NFL and stuff, stuff like that. So there's a lot of talent, and I want to see what's going to happen. Like I said, I'm a little nervous, man. That was loud as hell. I don't know why that was up so high. We just coming to the end of our show, y'all. It's okay. It's all right. I don't know why that was so loud. So weird. But yeah, so like I said, there's a lot of talent on this team. And I don't know who's going to make it and who's not, to be honest with you all. I really don't. I'm usually pretty decent at saying this person, but I don't know. I don't want Andy's job right now. Because you can end up thinking that you're going with the person that's the best, and then it ends up that they not it. Thank y'all for tuning in to This is KC Sports with me, your host, Bishop. Man, I will see you guys Monday, and we're going to talk a little bit more. I think we're going to see some exciting stuff on the next, this final preseason game. Man, it's here in Kansas City against Cleveland. Cleveland's looking good in preseason too, man. So, thank you guys so much. Y'all take care. Be safe out there. Like I said, if you're here locally, it is hot as heck. Get the heck out of the sun. Get in the house. Do something. Get your pets. Make sure they good. Got plenty of water, shade, something. But thank y'all for hanging out with me today. See y'all next week.